Hi everyone, it's Deanna,
Aaron,
and Celeste, and you're catching up on this week's episode of Two Brunettes and A Gay
on the podcast.
All right, if you've ever wondered how Adelaide suddenly turns into an absolute winter wonderland every year, this is the guy behind it. Lee Cumberlidg is the co-founder and creative director of Illuminate Adelaide, the festival that lights up the city with art, music, tech, and some pretty wild experiences. And the 2026 program has just dropped this week. Lee, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Okay, so first of all, tell our listeners, what can they expect from Illuminate Adelaide this year? What is returning? What is brand new? Fill us in.
Well, we've got a huge program again this year. Once again, we'll take over the entire city with a huge program of light, art, music and technology. We're all about where art and technology come together. So, you know, we really like to transform the city with our huge free program, first of all. I think, you know, that's really the backbone of the festival. And, you know, that really involves 50 different installations throughout. You know, North Terrace, we take over all the sort of public spaces in between and on the institutions along North Terrace, but we also, you know, activate Rundle Street as well. But this year, for the first time, we're going into the East Parklands as well, so down to Rummel Park Lake and really expanding the program so it's bigger than ever before. So we've got a few installations down there, including an amazing flock of robotic illuminated swans who will kind of perform a ballet, a synchronised ballet on the lake there. So
oh my God, that's so cool.
That's one not to be missed for sure.
Great.
Absolutely. So Night Visions is returning this year. One not to be missed. We went to it last year. It's absolutely incredible. There's also one that I noticed in the media night last week, which is Augmented Games, which looks absolutely incredible. Can you fill us in on that one?
Yeah, so Augmented Games is an Australian first. It's Moment Factory, an incredible multimedia studio from Montreal who we've worked with before. But they're bringing this project, which is an interactive, immersive game environment in Ridley Centre is where we're doing it at the Adelaide Showground. So this is where you get to step inside the game. So it's like gaming in real life. Your body is the controller. There's 8 different games, and we're setting up, you know, a number of these gameplay areas in the one venue. It's fantastic for all ages, so, you know, good for families, good for adults in groups, or come by yourself and play with absolute strangers. And really fun games too that really test your reflexes or your memory, or you can race the clock on different ways and different games. So, you know, it's going to be a fantastic project, I think.
Oh, my partner's going to love that one, I can tell for sure. He's a big gamer, so he would love to get inside. There's a lot of big gamers out there, actually, so I think you're probably going to get a good crowd for something like that. It's a great idea.
Yeah, I hope so. And I think, you know, in the school holidays, it's a great thing to bring the family along to as well. You know, the kids will really, really enjoy it. So, yeah, that opens on the 26th of June, so the week before the holidays, actually. Yeah. So the week before Illuminate starts for real, but yeah, sort of run for 3 weeks, which is great.
Great. Okay, so Night Visions is obviously one of your big ones. We think we've been every year since it started here, so you've done something different every year, and I feel like everyone in Adelaide has probably tried to get tickets at this point in time because it frequently sells out. What's the deal this year? What's new? What's changed? Is it the same? Is it something repeat?
Yeah, so this year, Night Visions, I mean, I think it's probably the 4th different thing we've done over the years. You know, we've had Light Cycles and
Yes.
Resonate and Fire Gardens as well from France. But Night Visions was something we created for last year's program that we're bringing back this year by popular demand. So it's a night walk experience in the beautiful Adelaide Botanic Garden, and it involves the artworks and installations of 6 different artists from around the country and around South Australia, actually, that we've pulled together to create something that transports people into a different dimension. So that's kind of the theme, and, you know, we use thousands of lasers and lights and projection and different technologies to kind of do that throughout that beautiful garden.
I've always been curious because it's such an amazing display and it's so big. How long does it take you to set it up?
It takes about a month.
Okay, right.
Give or take. But it takes about 18 months to actually produce and create something like that. So we start work on those shows more than a year out. So we've kind of working on something new for next year as well. So we're always kind of planning ahead, I guess, with these big international projects that we do.
Wow, there you go. It's very exciting.
Because it's such a large program as well, and I was just asking you off air as well how long it takes to put something like this together. When do you start preparing for Illuminate?
Yeah, well, we've already got some things that we're thinking about for next year, that we're working on. Something like augmented games, for example, is something we've been talking to Moment Factory about for about 4 years. It's been in development, it wasn't quite ready, so it just sort of took that time for them to develop the technology and the project further. We went to see it last year in Europe and had a great time, Rachel and I and my co-founder and creative director, playing on these games. Turns out we're incredibly competitive, and she absolutely wiped the floor with me, actually, but anyway, that's another story. So, we're in conversations with studios and creatives all the time, and what's fantastic is the more the word gets out about what we're doing here, in Adelaide, the more approaches we get from, some of these great innovators from around the world and around the country. So it's great to have people pitching those ideas, and then we also get to go out and search them out as well.
Amazing.
Can you tell our listeners how Illuminate Adelaide was actually born? Because I heard the story at the media night and I actually found it quite fascinating. Yeah. And as a local Adelaidean, born and raised here, I was like 100%, I fully agree with the reason that you guys decided to do this.
Yeah, so, my co-founder Rachel and I, we both are born and bred here in Adelaide, but we went away for a large part of our careers working on different festivals and for major companies around the country. And when we both came back separately around the same time, we just started talking about, what could we do in Adelaide? It's a place where you can make your own fun. It's a perfect city for the size and the proximity of everything for what we ended up doing. But we just thought winter was wide open here in Adelaide. We were told that we're doing some work on the concept that Adelaide would never come out in winter, and we were just like, no, that's not true.
Yeah,
how could that be true?
People are bored.
So we talked to a lot of people around town. We did a big business case, put it together, and then pitched it to the government for some support, particularly for the free program, and they just loved it. So we were lucky enough to get that support, and we have some fantastic partnerships around the city now from the institutions, from the businesses, and it is really about just trying to activate the city in wintertime and that quiet time of year.
Yes.
For the local community, and to see the community come out in the way that it does with the free program is just fantastic. So when visitors come, which of course is a big part of what we're trying to do as well, they see Adelaide at its best, like they would at other times of year when we have amazing festivals in the summer as well. So
yeah, it is nice to have an opportunity for the city to sort of still be, because everything, especially when you illuminate all the beautiful buildings and everything like that, it is quite a sight. It's very picturesque. But I know that the free program especially, it's awesome that you guys do that, because a lot of friends with multiple children and things like that, they'll go every week. They just love it. Adelaideans love having this to go to in winter.
Yeah, and we really wanted to just make sure that it was for everybody, and everybody could feel like they could come into the city and enjoy it. And particularly right now, with the way cost of living is at the moment, I think that free program is just so important to do that. And we have such a kind of diverse audience, both in terms of ages, like you say, but also in terms of background as well. So I think it's really piqued the interest of different communities that perhaps wouldn't necessarily come into the city as a force of habit to see things in the institutions or the festival centre or even the other festivals. So we're really proud of that, and we've sort of really focused on that as well as one of our key objectives going forward.
Amazing.
Look, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic festival. There's so much coming up. So please tell our listeners where they can get tickets to the ticketed events and where they can find the free events. Fill them in so they know exactly where to be and where to go.
So illuminateadelaide.com is the website. You can find the whole program there, all the ticketed events and links through to book tickets, but the free program's there as well, and when we get a little bit closer we publish our map online as well, so you can follow the trail of free installations across the city and hopefully into the Rymel Lake where the whole new precinct is as well. So
yeah, we're looking forward to that one for sure. Lee, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we look forward to this year's season.
Thanks so much.
Hey everyone, it's Deanna, Celeste and Aaron here, or as you know us, we're Two Brunettes and A Gay.
Join the weekend happy hour at a new day and time every Saturday at 11 a.m.
So pour your mimosa for the most fabulous bottomless brunch in town.
Only on Saturdays at 87.6 FM, Radio Italia Uno.